We used various different technologies in the construction of The Unconventional Truth, which all contributed to our final finished film. When it came to filming our film, we wanted the best quality camera that we could find and use. Although the school offer HD flip cameras, the screens are very small, and from using them in AS, we found them very tricky to use, although the quality is good. Fortunately, Dom in our group, his dad has a new Nikon camera. As me and Harry use these types of cameras in photography, we therefore know exactly how to use them, and Dom obviously using it with his family, we thought this would be a perfect choice. Using the camera, we were able to zoom, focus on objects and blur the background, and attach it to tripods and dollies. At first, we weren't sure how it would be for filming, as they're usually for still images, but in the end it worked and turned out to work perfectly, creating stylistic shots. At the beginning, we had a few issues with the camera focusing on moving objects or people. In this scene, we wanted to follow Scarlett and her boyfriend walking through the corridor. So as you can see, this scene involved a long tracking shot. We actually had quite a few issues with this because we couldn't use a tripod, couldn't get low enough to film the legs using a tripod, and it wasn't working smoothly, so we tried attaching a tripod to a pushing chair with wheels, and that still didn't work. So in the end we went to the photography room, and he actually had a huge big dolly thing that we could attach the camera to, and in the end Harry had to push the huge dolly while Toby held the camera in place. So the camera had to stay focused. Unfortunately, as we weren't used to filming with it at this point, it kept focusing in and out, and therefore making funny noises of the camera trying to focus. The noise wasn't such an issue, as we knew we were adding music over the top, but we needed to figure out why it kept focusing out. We soon realised that the camera was set to manual, which is where you have to focus it yourself. So in the end we set it to auto, and the issue was resolved and we sorted it out. So we also used this camera when it came to taking pictures for our poster. Our school is lucky enough to have a photography room which has lighting equipment for us to use, and as me and Harry both take photography, we set up the lighting to create film noir lighting with harsh shadows across the actor's face. Fortunately, our school is lucky enough to have its very own Mac room suite for us media students to use when it came to editing our film. So the software we used is called Final Cut Express, which allows you to put in clips, cut them, add music, add some special effects like fades, adjust the colour and brightness level. So as a group, we pretty much knew the basics of how to use it from our AS year when we created our horror film. So we started off by rendering all of the clips, and then each lesson we had together we would edit scene by scene, which involved us selecting the best clips, cutting them down and putting them in order. We didn't want to add music, sound effects or any effects such as fades until we had the finished rough cut version. We had quite a few issues when it came to editing. When watching it back we noticed one or two continuity issues due to lighting mainly. I've downloaded this clip so the quality is quite bad, but as you can see in this shot, when Michael walks towards and looks at his phone, it's lighter, and then the clip after that is darker, and obviously that's bad continuity, and that's down to different lighting when it came to filming. So what we had to do is then try and increase the brightness in the second shot to make them look similar, but obviously we couldn't make it look perfect.
He's not that sort of person. He wouldn't have done.
So if you look really carefully in that shot, in the first shot of the camera facing Jake, I'm stirring my straw, and then it goes to a shot of me, an over-shoulder shot of looking at me, and then I'm not stirring the straw, and again it goes back to an over-the-shoulder shot of me looking at Jake, and I am stirring my straw again, so that's really bad continuity obviously. In all of our flashback clips, so it was clear to the audience, we we wanted to change the lighting and brightness to make them look more glowy to create a flashback effect. We had to find some effects to create this effect. We found that by increasing the brightness and contrast wasn't enough. We found an effect called Dazzle which worked really well. We also found a glow which added to the effect.
He wasn't moving, just lying there. I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there helpless. I never really saw him much. He was always at work and business meetings, and if he wasn't there, he was on the phone. I still loved him. He was my dad. I just don't understand why he would do it, why he would kill himself.
So to create our voiceover, we had our actor Jake record his voice straight into the Mac using the Final Cut Express tool of voiceover, and then we just adjusted the levels of our music and the actual voiceover so that it was an even balance. So we used a software called LiveType which allows you to create font and animate it. So first of all we had to pick our font, and I think we used Flickr as we wanted this font to reflect like a flickering light, as street lamps are quite a key convention in film noir films. And then we added it onto a Google image picture that we found of a street lamp. We then found a sound on freesounds.com of a flickering light, and then we put it all together on our timeline on Final Cut Express. So I thought the best way to explain what technologies I have used in my planning, research and evaluation was just to show you. So the main technology I have been using is Windows Movie Maker, which is this software. So this is my evaluation that I'm currently doing. So this software is really good because as I'm quite a confident candidate, I have been able to film myself. We use various different technologies in the construction of... So to do that, it's literally you have a webcam in your laptop and you just click this button and you're able to film yourself. You are able to insert images like these ones. Yes, you are able to insert images from Google or from your own laptop by just going here, add photos and videos. So obviously I was able then to take pictures in the Mac room and whilst we were filming and of our equipment to be able to show you what we have done. You're also able to add voice recordings in all of our flashback clips so it was clear to the audience. We wanted to change the lighting and brightness. So to do this I actually used my own sound recorder on my laptop. So here you just click record and I can just talk away and talk about whatever I need to talk about and explain. You can also add titles on Windows Movie Maker up here, or captions and credits, which I used quite often, especially in my evaluation to show what question I'm on. I didn't bother with all of this, but you can use visual effects to make things black and white or coloured or have whatever effect you want. So another technology I have been able to use is obviously the internet. So I have been able to use YouTube to upload my own videos, which I can then transfer onto my own blog. And also I found a website called Prezi, which allows you to create your own PowerPoints online. So this is just an example of one that I have already made. And then obviously again I can save it onto my own blog. So Prezi allows you to have voiceovers.
Makers of this new type of detective film seem to recognise if they were going to create a new cinematic...
And also allows you to have pictures and videos and obviously text on your own Prezi. So let's quickly show you how I used it. It's a very simple and really good and useful website to use, especially for something like this. So you can pick anything you like, or I tend to use blank. Then you can just add in a title. You can change the colours. Move it about to where you want. You can insert pictures or music, clip from YouTube. So yeah, I found that really handy and I use that quite a few times in my blog. So overall though, I used all of these things to help me produce videos of myself talking, or to help me analyse previous film noir films. So yeah, and obviously I have found this screen recorder, which is called BB Flash, which has come in handy so much, especially with my valuation, as I have personally been able to show you clips from YouTube, and been able to like stop, like play things, and be able to find different clips that I want to show you. And all of these things are really easy for me to put onto my blog. So yeah, I'm really happy with my work. Oh yeah, I've also used Word for quite a lot of my stuff, especially my film review. I've done a few videos on that. So yeah, that is how I have done basically all my videos for my research and planning and my valuation.